Understanding your students' type of learning, be it auditory or kinesthetic, will really enable you to engage your learner in the learning environment. As educators, knowing your learners, we can then have the ability to change our students' experiences if we design lessons that prioritize student voice and participation. This enables us to achieve high expectations of all students by providing the empowerment of learning to a diverse group of learners in a de-streamed classroom.
Everything that I do in the classroom with kids is I'm always thinking about how is this enhancing our community? How is this bringing us forward in our relationships with each other? So it's not just something that I focus on at the beginning of the year. It's always about community and relationships.
It just makes it easier for students to approach you when they have questions. And also they get that you care for them. And because of that, they want to do well. So they want to be successful. So building relationships is key.
I tried to give as much choice as possible in the medium that students use for learning. So videos, slideshows, readings, podcasts, so that they can use as few or as many of those to help them learn. I find that CRRP flows quite nicely out of this method because of all the choice and because the different ways of knowing are honored in the way that students learn and the way that they answer the question.
By providing visuals with our learning materials, we're engaging all students, in particular those who might have a variety of different learning styles, as well as those who might be learning English and those who might be learning English and may not be able to translate to their first language if they don't have first language literacy.
In my classroom, I use CRRP, which is Culturally Relevant and Responsive Pedagogy. And I use this as a foundation because it allows students to approach the curriculum from various entry points depending on their abilities. There's a higher level of engagement and participation from students because they see things that they find valuable and important to them reflected in their learning. This allows students to see themselves as capable learners, but also allows them to see their peers as capable learners as well. So they can use their strengths to support their peers and vice versa.
We need every single person's perspective, every single person's voice, every one of their gifts to move us forward in our work together. Because we have such a diverse community of learners and thinkers, that they are able to gain so much insight from hearing others and seeing what they're doing.
I've prioritized student voice by employing active engagements for all learners. These strategies include a multi-level approach to delivery of instruction through video recordings, classroom demos, as well as making special provisions for both high-achieving and low-achieving students in my class. This all takes place within the same project, so no learner feels secluded.
I think that de-streaming works best when students have multiple entry points into the learning and multiple exit points from the learning. And the way that I do that is that I've organized my classes around critical thinking questions. Each unit has a critical thinking question and the course has a critical thinking question. Have multiple plausible answers. So the students have multiple ways to answer the question and they also have multiple ways to enter answering the question or thinking about the question.
Really use your students to mentor other students in your class. Sometimes those students who perhaps maybe aren't successful in lots of other areas of the school are successful in yours. So make sure that they feel special. Make sure that they know things that other students don't know. Let them go around and help other students in your class, or even let them teach small lessons if there's like a technique that they know how to do that other students in the class don't.
Even if they are not successful in the way that I intended, if that student can very clearly tell me what went wrong or how they would improve their final product, if they can explain in some way how to come up with a better result next time. But they, through their reflection, have shown me that they've learned and they've got a better grasp of it, then that product might encapsulate.
Make sure that you're using different evaluation methods. Maybe you have a student who knows all the content, but when it comes to writing tests, maybe they're not great at actually writing, step-by-step information or writing technically. Maybe what you do afterwards is you go through the test and you have a verbal conversation to see how much more you can get from that student. Or if there's a way that they can show you through application that they understand the learning, students learn differently. So you need to make sure that even your evaluations are different to show that those students know what it is They just need to have their way to be able to express it.